Hi, everybody. My name is Lindsay Knowlton from Iron Lady Golf and Iron Girls Golf. I'm so excited to be here helping you learn from home and hopefully get a little more confidence before the season starts. Golf is now officially open, but I want to give you about a 10-minute, 15-minute tip session on how you can be better ready for the golf season. So, whether you're a new golfer or you play quite a bit of golf, here are some tips that you can do, or you can even share with someone else to help them feel more comfortable as they go out to play. So, we're going to review fundamentals and setup, putting, chipping, and even a couple of swing tips. But first, I'm going to show you the clubs that you need to have in order to play golf. So in a golf bag, you'll see my golf bags right here behind me. You're allowed to have 14 golf clubs in your bag. You don't need 14 golf clubs. You actually only probably need 5 to start. You could even get away with 3. And those 5 that I would choose would be your putter. So I'll show you what that looks like if you're not familiar with it. Okay. So your putter, which is used on the putting green, so it's got a nice flat face. Your putter, putting is 50% of the golf game. So you really want to work on your putting. If that's something new to you, you never played golf before, putting is a great place to start. So that's one club, putting. You need your pitching wedge, okay? Pitching wedge usually has a P on the bottom of the club, so you can see how I'm looking at it. This is the toe, so toe down, it has a P. This is a pitching wedge. When I show you like this, you can see how much angle or loft it has, and the angle or loft of the club is what helps get the ball into the air. Okay, so now we've got our putter, we've got our pitching wedge. We want to have a 7-iron. So again, I'm looking at it from the toe down, and you can see that that's a 7. Okay, so a 7-iron is the club that you're going to use probably most often. If you're a brand new golfer, I would use your 7-iron to tee off. That means starting the hole. I would use your 7-iron when you're on the golf hole, so trying to get the ball further forward. And then you'd go ahead and move to your pitching wedge when you're nice and close to the green, and your putter when you're on the green. So this is our third club that we need. Our fourth club might be something like a rescue or a hybrid club. And this is sort of the very small, skinny looking wood club. And this is what's going to help you either tee off if you need a little more help with the loft. This is quite a bit of loft. Just so you know, it's 22 degrees open. Okay, this club helps get the ball down the fairway and hits it pretty far. And then the last club that you'd need is generally everyone's favorite, the driver. Okay, the driver is used to start the golf hole. Okay, you always use a tee with a driver. So you tee the ball up, and that's the club that you use to start the hole. It's really fun to hit, but it can be quite challenging. So you want to work up to that slowly. But those are the 5 golf clubs that you need to start your game, okay? And typically, another suggestion I have for people when they're first getting started is if you were to take your golf bag and, if you had the 14 clubs in there, you could either take the other ones out if you don't need them, or you can just set them to the side. So I sort of would put all the clubs that I'm not using on one side of the golf bag, and then those 5 clubs that I do need on the other side of the bag, so that it's really clear and easy as to which clubs I need to use to play. Okay? So that's a great start. What we're going to do now is we're going to go into the grip. Okay, the grip is probably one of the most important things when you play golf. So setting up for your grip, I'm a right-handed golfer. So if you're a right-handed golfer, you're going to follow me. And if you're a left-handed golfer, you're just going to mirror image what I say, okay? So I'm going to stand with the club in my left hand to the left of my body. So when it's to the left of my body like this, the grip is getting into the fingers of my hand. Now, when I look down at my grip, my thumb is pointing straight down the grip or the shaft, and I can see the first knuckle of my left hand. So when I'm looking down at it, I can see that first knuckle. Those are 2 really important things. Now we're going to learn the simple grip today, which is a standard baseball grip. So what you want to do is you're just going to put your other hand, so for me, that's my right hand, at the bottom of the grip, and I'm going to slide it up to meet my other hand, and then I'm just going to close it over. So you'll notice that if I think of my left thumb as the hot dog and my right palm is the bun, I've put the hot dog in the bun. So these two hands are acting like a unit together. They're not separated, they're together. Okay? That's your golf grip. Very good. Next is stance and posture. So stance-wise, when I'm standing up for a regular golf shot, I stand with my feet about hip width apart. I have a little bit of a knee bend, and I'll show you from the side. A little bit of a knee bend, and I'm sticking my butt out just a little bit, and you'll see my back is nice and flat. Okay, so this is how I'm set up. I've got one hand that could fit in between the end of the club and my body. That's how far away I want to stand. I never want to stand too close because I won't be able to use my lower body to power through the shot. And alternatively, you don't want to stand too far because you're going to be hunched over. Okay? So feet are hip width apart, little bit of a knee bend. You're tilting over or you're sticking your butt out, and then you're standing one hand away from the club. Okay, I hope that helps with your setup and your fundamentals. That will be pretty much the same for every single shot. Where it might change up a little bit is for chipping, but we're going to go over that one together. Okay, so first is putting. So go ahead and grab your putters. All right, and for this particular drill, I've got two books that I'm going to set up just here on my yoga mat. And I'm setting them up so they're about one putter, just a little more wide of that one putter apart. Okay, we're going to start with this setup. So again, I'm going to grip this nice and normally, but how I'm going to set up for it is I'm going to bend at my knees, I'm going to tilt over at my hips, and wherever my arms hang naturally right alongside my chest is where I'm going to grab the putter. And you'll notice from your angle, you should be able to see that my eyes are almost directly over the golf ball. So I'm not sort of standing backwards like this. I'm tilted over nicely, my arms are hanging, and then I'm just grabbing the putter. Now, if you're wondering how hard to hold the putter, you want to hold it as if a baby burden is in your hands. So it's nice and soft, and you'll notice my arms make a V, okay? And my goal is to keep the V. So I'm actually just rocking my shoulders back and through. You'll notice I'm not flicking my wrists. There's no wrists in your putting swing because it's really hard to be consistent that way. So rock your shoulders back and through. And the way that I like to putt is equal back, equal through. So if I take the putter back to my back shoe, I'm going to take it forward to my front shoe. And a shoe to shoe putt is typically, if you have a short putt that's, let's say, 5 feet in, that's a shoe to shoe putt. So that's something you can remember. Now, when you're at home, you can do this with or without golf balls, but a great way to practice is get 2 books that you've got laying around your home, and you're just going to try to keep the putter from hitting the book. So you're just sort of going back and through, nice and soft. If any of you play music, you might be familiar with the metronome, the tick, tock, okay? That's really the tempo and the motion that we want to have. Hopefully that makes sense and it's something that you can practice at home. All right, great job on the putting. Let's move on to our chipping. I'll put my books away and I'm just going to get my pitching wedge out. That's the club that you're going to need for this swing. So for chipping, you need to remember 4 things in your setup, okay? You know how to grip the club, so you're going to go ahead and grip the club, but what you're going to do is you're going to grip it low. So in golf language, that's called choking down on the golf club. Choking down gives you more control because you're closer to the ball, you have more control over the shot. It's a small shot, so this is where you want to be nice and low. You're going to stand with your feet together. Okay, again, keeping your feet together helps avoid swaying from side to side. So it keeps the shot nice and small and compact. So feet together, I've choked down. The next step is putting 80% of your weight, or think almost all of your weight, on that front leg. So if you're a right-handed golfer, that's your left leg. So I've got all my weight there. And then the last thing is I just want to tilt my hands a little bit forward. Okay, so you can see this is normal. That's a little bit forward. Then from here, this is like the sister swing of putting. You're just going to rock your shoulders back and through, back and through. Chipping is really challenging. I would say it's one of the hardest shots to learn because sometimes the smaller swings can be a little bit harder to hit because it's a softer feel and you can't take a big whack at it. So it's really hard to want to keep that equal distance back and through. I would say the two most common errors I see in chipping are when people take the club too far back and then realize it and sort of come through decelerating and stopping. So you really want to think about almost as if the chipping swing is a clock. So if straight down is 6 o'clock, if I go from 5, I need to go to 7, right? If I go from 4, I need to go to 8. So just remember that, equal distance back and through. The second common error in chipping is using your right hand or your back hand to want to help flick the ball up. So what I would love you to try to do is just remember, use those shoulders to rock through. I find that squeezing my chest with my arms, with my biceps, helps lock me into place, and then I can just use my shoulders to go back and through. I'm brushing the grass every single time I chip through the ball. That's something really important. So when you're home, you can try brushing the grass every single time that you're taking the shot. Again, this is something you can do with or without a golf ball. It's completely up to you and the space that you have. Okay, excellent job. We've gotten through putting and chipping. Now we're moving on to full swing. So I'm going to grab my 7-iron for that. Now for full swing, we talked a little bit about setup earlier, but we're going to be hip width apart, little bit of a knee bend, and then I'm sticking my butt out. So this is, again, this is what it looks like from the side. Okay, I've got one hand in between my body and the club. This is my setup. Now, something that you can start if you are brand new to golf, let's start small. Okay, let's look at a half swing. And a half swing, let's use the clock analogy. Okay, we're going from 3 o'clock. Okay, 3 o'clock is, I'm going to do a side version, 3 o'clock is here. Okay, the club is parallel to the ground. 3 o'clock here. You'll notice when I take the club back to this point, if I had a laser in the end of the club, it would be pointing towards you. So I'm not taking the club behind me like this. See where the laser would be pointing? It'd be all the way over there. So pay attention to that. I'm here, laser pointing to you. And then I'm through, I'm pointing my club to you. So you probably might have seen what my lower body just did. I went back and then I went through. I'm turning and pivoting onto my toe. Okay, if you don't want to use your golf club yet, I actually took a dish towel and I just wrapped it, made a little knot. Okay, and you can just set up to this and you can go back and through and try to throw it nice and straight. Back and through. If you have a ball at home, that's something else. You can take that ball outside, or if you have a wall that's safe, you can take that basketball, soccer ball, whatever it might be, and throw it towards your target. It's a really good drill that I have a lot of my students do so that they understand how to throw the ball right towards the target. And you'll notice as I'm turning through, my tummy is to my target. Okay? The last drill that I want to show you for full swing is actually one that will help you learn how much to turn your body. So you're going to need 2 golf clubs. You're going to place 1 golf club on the ground, and then I'm going to put it on the inside of my back foot. That's my right foot. I'm a right-handed golfer, inside of my back foot. The second club is going across my chest. So I'm setting up in my golf position, and a lot of people ask me, how far do I turn back? This drill will show you how far to turn back. So at this point here, I am turning my shoulders, and look at this, the clubs have matched up. My shoulder club is matching my foot club. That's how far back I turn in my backswing. It's right over top of it. So I don't want to turn so that I'm seeping over here and sliding. I'm turning my body, and then from here, I'm turning through. I'll show you one more time. So I'm turning back and I'm turning through. Okay, so I hope that helped. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to continue to help you if you want any tips this summer, if you want to come out to play, and otherwise, best of luck with your golf game, and I look forward to seeing you soon.